Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Kashish Mindrata. We are continuing our C++ STL series, and in this video we will be discussing about DQ container. So DQ is the implementation of double-ended queues. So what does that means is that it's just like a queue, but in the normal queue what we do is that we just insert from the rear end and delete from the front. It's just like the normal queue in which we enter from one side of the line and exit from the other side of line, but in DQ it's a special queue in which we can insert and delete from both the ends. Means if this is an array, so we can insert and delete from the starting also, we can insert and delete from ending also. So this is what DQ is. So before explaining you the different methods and how the DQ is there in C++ STL, I want to tell you that the main purpose of the DQ is that you can insert delete from both the ends. So that doesn't mean that we can't insert anywhere in the middle. We can insert anywhere any element in the middle, but that doesn't create a semantic meaning. Means what's the meaning of a stack if you can push the elements from both the sides? Similarly, what's the meaning of DQ if you can insert the elements at some random positions? So we should use in this way, like we should perform only operations from both the ends, and we should not perform the operations like inserting at some random positions, though we can do that, and I will show you using the DQ also. Okay, so first of all, how we declare a DQ? So we declare DQ and then the type of DQ which we want to create. Here we want to create an int DQ. And what are the various ways by which we can create a DQ? First of all, without assigning anything. So in that case, an empty DQ is created. And if we specify one number in the constructor, then that means that we want to create a DQ of size 4. Then it creates a DQ of size 4 with 0 element each. And if we pass two parameters to the constructor, that means we want to create 5 elements and the value of each element is 1. So I have created a print DQ method so that not method, just a function, so that you can see that what's the output of each DQ at every point. So these are the three constructor methods of DQ. So let's comment out these two and just say this one as DQ, because we will be going further with only this queue for the further methods. Okay, so the main purpose of the DQ is we can insert delete from both ends. So how we can do that? So now our list is, I will be here putting the current list, and after that we will run and verify that. Okay, so pushing the elements on the back, that means we want to add an element to the end. So what we can do is that we can simply push back an element. Let's say we need to push back 2. Now let's see what are the elements of the DQ. Yeah, so 2 has been pushed back after all the elements, and similarly we can push in the front also. Let's say I push on the front, so I push on the front 12, so it will push on the front also. So the starting of the DQ would be 12 and ending would be 2. So similarly we can pop back also. Let's push some more elements first. And then we can see how these operations work. So let's push back 22, then let's push back 34, let's push back some more elements. Let's okay, 45 in the front for 432 and 87. So now see the DQ. Now our DQ is this one, and now if I say that I want to remove the front element, so what I can do is that I can simply say that DQ dot pop front. It will remove the front element. So let's do it 2 times. Firstly, let's do it once. So 87 should be removed. Let's see what's happening. DQ does not name a type. Why? Let's run this again. Okay, so now 87 has been removed from the front. So you can see that let's print before pop also, so that you can understand. 87 was the last put in the front and that's removed. So you can see that 87 has been removed by this pop back statement. Similarly, we can pop from the end also, pop back also. So let's do that. In this case, the last 45 will be removed. So you can say that 87 has been removed by pop front and 45 have been removed from pop back. So we can also get access to the front and the back elements by simply writing the dq dot front, and it will give us the front element, and similarly writing the dq dot back, that means that we can access the back element of the dq. So let's print that also. Okay, so this is a dq and the front is 432 and the back is 34. So I have so there are other methods also which are common with vectors, and just like you can print the size of the queue, just like similarly dq, the name of the dq, then the size method, and also you can check whether dq is empty or not. So it will check whether dq is empty or not. Also what you can do is that, yeah, so let's check these things. Okay, so there are 10 elements in the DQ. Let's count that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. So 10 is the size and 0 means that DQ is not empty. So these are the main operators which should be used in the DQ. There are other also, I will be explaining you, but that doesn't align with the semantic meaning. So you should use only if you have a strong reason to use that. So I can tell you that you can. So let's do some other operations. Before that, let's print our current status. So this is our DQ. So now let's say that we want to insert some element after, we want to some element at this position. So we want to insert an element at position 12. So how we can do that? We can use the insert method. So dq dot insert, then we have to pass a pointer which refers to this position. So dq dot begin, that's an iterator which points to the first element, which points to the 87. So to go 2 positions ahead, what we can do is that we can just say dq dot begin plus 2. So this is the position of the iterator of the where 12 is placed. So we want to replace 12. That means if there is a number 42, we want 42 here, and after that all the elements 42, then 12, then 1. So let's print the elements. Okay, so you can see that 42 has been inserted. Means you can do that, but I think if you just want to apply operations from the front and back side, then you shouldn't use the insert function. Similarly, you can erase the things also. You have to pass the iterator position which you want to replace. For example, you want to replace, means erase this 12. So now it is v dot begin 1, 2 and 3. So it's v dot begin plus 3. So if you just pass this iterator, then it will erase the 12. So let's quickly see that. You can also erase a group of elements using the two pointers that we dot begin, sorry, dq, the name was dq. Okay, so you can see that 12 have been successfully erased. You can also erase the elements in certain group, means if you want to erase an element starting from 12 and want to erase the elements up to 2, means you want to erase these terms. So what you can do is that you have to pass the iterator at position 12 and pass the iterator after 2. So means if I have to delete from 12 to 2, I have to pass two iterators, one pointing to 12 and one pointing to 22, because 22 will not be included and it will delete the elements before that. So this is v dot begin plus 3 is the iterator to this position. This is 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So v dot begin and 10. So that will remove all the elements from 12 to 2. So let's see that. So now you can see that all the elements from the 12 to 2 have been successfully erased. And so this was all about the DQ, and I hope you have learned how to use the DQ. And this was all about this video. Okay, meet you in the next video.